It's the best thing that I'll ever do.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the new #1 fan club member of Destiel, Misha Collins and Jensen Ackles!
It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you.
It's the relationship between the characters, and also, you know, they happen to have an angel who's in love with with one of the characters, which creates an extraordinary dynamic, and I think attracts a lot of people to, even in the LGBTQ community. You know, it's kind of the first time you have such a strong supernatural character that is in that vein. So yeah, I think it spoke to a lot of people in that respect. You know, it's always families. That's what rings home. You know, within.
Explanation. How's he feeling about him right now?
The note that I got from Jeremy Carver was that Cass was feeling like a jilted lover. So
I didn't even know that like that whole Destiel thing existed or was a thing. But the writers became aware of it, and they started writing little like winks and nods to it without ever really, but it was always the kind of thing that could be like, well, it could be that, or it could be something else, right? So when Bob Behrens, who was the writer who wrote the episode where Castiel made his declaration of love, he came to me in season 14 and he said, Misha, I have an idea for the end for Castiel. And if you're okay with this ending for Castiel, where Castiel actually says, I love you, and not like, I love you like a brother, but I love you like a lover. If Castiel says that to Dean as his swan song at the end of his, before he dies, would you want to do that? And I was like, yes. So Bob Behrens, he said he was going to leave Supernatural. He was going to go do something else. But he stayed for the entire year of season 15 just so he could write that one scene for Castiel. And so it was sometime in season 14 when it was like, oh, this is real. Like, this isn't just well, you could read it that way, or you could read it a different way. So for all of season 15, I knew that was where we were going with that. There you go.
Dean tells Castiel, this doesn't change anything. They're still in a lover spat.
Dude, and by the way, you keep saying that. You're not wrong. Like, for years, I have not understood this Destiel thing.
Same.
For years, I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care, but I don't get it.
Yes.
Well, season 6 is really the little peephole into that relationship, isn't it? They are so a couple. It's the episode before this, and this one, you're like,
they're such a couple.
Right,
and
guys, why don't you dial it down to like 12 or 11?
Okay.
Like, good Lord.
I know. It's almost as if the writers knew and they're writing for it.
They of course did.
Yeah.
Suddenly Dean is like, gets his feelings hurt all the time. And Castiel's like, can't we connect? And you're like, what?
And Sam's even like, yeah, Dean, obviously Dean's not doing well because,
I never realized it was this obvious.
And Dean's all jealous of Crowley. He's like, no, butt buddy.
This season is really lays the groundwork for all of that.
I said it a couple podcasts ago, and you made fun of me, but
you did. But man, they just kept going. I mean, it just leaned in, and it's just wow.
Yeah, point for Robbie on that one.
Robbie, well, you're dialed in when it comes to this kind of thing.
In the car.
Question is, do the writers know at this point that Destiel is a thing?
I don't know.
We can't talk about the show without mentioning that that's a thing that fans talked about, right? This sort of hidden...
Yeah, but were they talking about it then?
Sexual chemistry between Dean and Castiel, which may or may not be there, although later in the canon it does become a thing. I'm sure we'll devote a whole episode to that. But the lines, when you're seeing this, you're like, Oh, wow, it's all right there.
They're playing into it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Were you in my ass? No, I wasn't.
I don't know. I have no idea. I will have to find out if that was a topic of social media at the time.
Season 5 to season 6 was a significant tone shift in the Misha Jensen relationship, and the on-camera relationship was different too.
Something to say. I have a feeling that probably half of the people on the screen don't know what happened in that last episode. Yeah. Castiel tells Dean he loves him, and like basically makes Destiel canon, which is fans are kind of freaking out over that. And then to complicate matters, he dies right after that. So
Dean or Castiel?
Castiel. So Castiel makes this homosexual declaration of love, and then which is amazing that happens, and then he and then he dies right after, which plays into like a timeless Hollywood trope of kill the gays, which also then like pisses off, like it's like we give and then we take away. Yeah, that's what
you do know, Misha. We all knew.
Oh no, I didn't know. There was Matt didn't know. Did you know, Matt?
No, we all knew that Castiel was in love with Dean.
Damn straight we did.
Yeah, Mish, I find it funny. And Rich, I'd like to take this moment to ask you how you got that damn performance out of him, because I'm pretty sure I looked right into his damn face and I said, Misha, I need you to really soap it up for me in this last scene with Jensen. And Misha quickly turned to me and went, no, I don't think that's what it's calling for. And I went and sat in the director's chair and shut the hell up and let him do whatever it was he was going to do. But all BS aside, some spectacular performances in that 18th episode. I'm very excited to see the last two. And that's bravo to all involved in these last couple, man. Really.
Congratulations to you, by the way, Matt. Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job, my friend.
Congrats, guys. Really great work. And
I mean, I expect that kind of thing from Spate, but I mean, from you, pretty damn good.
I will add one more thing about it. That last episode, I have to say I really do appreciate that Richard took the time and attention to like give that scene its due like rehearsal time. We talked about it quite a bit in advance of shooting it, which is not something that we often do on Supernatural. We don't spend a lot of time dissecting things or rehearsing or analyzing in advance of shooting because it's too run and gun most of the time. But I appreciate the thought and care and attention that you put into that scene, and even like putting it at that was the end of the very last scene we shot, the very end of the episode, which was not a scheduling necessity, but it was done to like give that scene its attention. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Listen, your journey on the show was spectacular, and where you and Bobo decided to take the character for the last episode, which I have texted you, in advance of the show and then after, was so spectacular. I think it's such a gift to the fans that you guys gave this character this journey that allows fans to live that process, that difficult process, through a character they've become so connected to. And that doesn't happen in TV much. It certainly doesn't happen in network TV, where risks are never taken. And the risk, which is not really a risk because it's always been in the nature of you to be empathetic as a person, but to the actual business of Hollywood, it is a risk. And I think you did such a wonderful job leaning into that. And I it was the best play I saw last year, sitting on stage and watching that scene play out in front of me. It was fantastic. You and Jensen just crushed it, and it was a moving process to be a part of. I'm glad we could facilitate it. I'm glad that I was involved. I'm glad we started having conversations, because as you know, and we could get way down in detail about it. We won't now, but I'm sure future cons and other questions come up about it. But things came up that day. Things that mattered to that scene immensely came up that day. Conversations were ongoing for 3 weeks. And up to the moment of shooting it, we were making changes that were dynamically effective in telling that story. And you don't get that chance on TV to work with your buddies, to work in advance of the scene, and to have a scene that actually matters and will resonate beyond the life of the show. So kudos to you, my friend, and to Bobo, and to Dab for letting it happen, for giving his character that
happen. Really.
Say it again.
Everyone for letting it happen.
I was live tweeting, watching Misha, and he moved me to tears. It was beautiful. Not only that, though, it moved the entire fandom so that Destiel was trending worldwide after Trump and Putin. And what an amazing thing! What an amazing fandom!
So, yeah, isn't that so crazy? There was, I mean, we were like, everybody is on tenterhooks, waiting to find out the results of this, hotly contested election, and then all of a sudden, more people are talking about Destiel than that. It was, it's a strange commentary on our world. That's all.
Actually, it goes back to that last question. It goes back to, the idea that these themes and these ideas are so inclusive and so important to so many people. They seem so simple. They seem so unimportant to maybe the rest of the world, but to the Supernatural family, these are the things that actually matter, is surviving, getting through, and being acknowledged, our differences, our difficulties, and everything else. I mean, one way or the other, the election would take care of itself.
I created the world.
Don't normally see you off leash. Where's your boss?
Castiel? Well, he's not here. You see, he has this weakness. He likes you. He likes you.
You deal with him. I can't anymore.
You might want to be more specific.
I was laying low halfway across the world when Emo Boy pops up out of nowhere and zaps me right back here.
Why?
Go ask him. He was your boyfriend first.
And we need to save as many as we can, but we need to know who's after him.
Sorry, you have me confused with the other angel? You know, the one in the dirty trench coat who's in love with you?
Does any demon know where Dean Winchester is? I'm sorry, did you just say that you lost to Winchester? Because one, that's interesting. And two, how is it that you lost Dean? I thought the two of you were joined at the... everything. Thank you, darling.
You're distracted. And that makes me nervous.
I am holding up my end.
Ah, yes. But is that all you're holding, huh? See? The stench of that Impala's all over your overcoat, Angel.
It's been a long, long time since I've memorized your face. It's been 4 hours.
I thought we'd agreed. No more nights out with the boys.
What about Castiel? He seems helpful and dreamy.
He's MIA, with a tablet of his own, doing God knows what.
What am I picking up from you two? A wee tiff. Tell your Auntie Rowena.
It's fine, don't worry. It's fine.
Boys, fix it. I don't have many regrets, but the few I do still haunt me. One day you die, you go to hell, they make you queen, and you can't make it right. So fix it.
And the Angel Tablet, arguably the most powerful instrument in the history of the universe, is in pieces, and for what again? Oh, that's right. To save Dean Winchester. That was your goal, right? I mean, you draped yourself in the flag of heaven, but ultimately, it was all about saving one human, right? Well, guess what? He's dead too.
Why should we give you anything? After everything you have taken from us? The very touch of you corrupts. When Castiel first laid a hand on you in hell, he was lost!
Punish him.
What?
He murdered Tessa. He broke our rules.
Y'all can all go to hell. Dean. Wait a second.
You gave us order, Destiel, and we gave you our trust. Don't lose it over one man.
I can't.
Goodbye, Castiel.
Destiel? Really? That's your issue with this? No, of course it's not my issue. You know, how about Sastiel? Samstiel? Okay, all right. You know what? You're gonna do that thing where you just shut the hell up forever. Dean? Get in the car.
I love you.
I get to love you.
Set up after Castiel is taken and Dean's on the floor and I put my head in my hands. In that moment, I did that not because I just lost, well, because because I lost Cass, but also because I didn't say anything, I didn't give him anything. And what I had in my head was, I should have said, I love you too, and hugged him. I think the way that I kind of interpreted it, and this is the great thing about the show, and I think the relationships in some of these characters, is that they're open for interpretation. If you find identity in a character because of whatever reason, fantastic, great. If that encourages you to be a better person, or to love someone a little harder, or to forgive someone for something, then fantastic. I think that's one of the beautiful things about doing what we do, is we get to encourage people on a variety of levels. And I think Cass's love was a love that isn't identified by humans necessarily. It was a love that superseded that. And so we tried to find words to describe that, and I just don't think there are words.
Who said that I am lost to begin with?
But my God, Destiel is forever.
It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you.